When it comes to minigames, there really is nothing like friendly competition of wit and skills, and I truly thought that this would be a successful feature in EO, but sadly... So why are players not interested in the minigames, and what could Voltar possibly do to make these minigames more appealing? Stick around, and I'll share with you my thoughts.
I get so upset. How are you doing that?
It's a dash ability you can learn in Avon.
How are you doing that?
It's a dash ability you can learn in Avon, my
I
dear
want to do
John.
that. How do you do that?
Seems like us joining the arena actually attracted players to want to play. It's interesting. Welcome to SiinTV, and today I'll be covering EO. My name is Siin, and I'll be your host. Before we begin, for those who are longtime viewers, what do you think about the new look? So we finally raised the $2 in the budget so we can go all out for you. I hope you like it! So, about these mini games, why is nobody really playing these games? Well, in my opinion, I believe these games have a great concept, but they are missing a few tasty ingredients to make the reward pot sweeter. And to be honest, there's a few things that could be adjusted. We'll go over it. Now, first up, we have the arena, and this bad boy is an EO staple, a classic, if you will. I can't count the times I would see players just argue in Globe and be like, "Let's go, bro, meet me in the arena after school." And these players would digitally duke it out in the arena, and it was fun. But nowadays, it feels like it's lost its charm, and maybe we could look at it and go about it in different ways. Now, a quick side note, the arena was actually a lot more successful for us to record because a lot more people actually joined us in that, so this one's the best one out of all the minigames so far. First, I do believe that Classic Arena is a must. Nothing fancy, but a few classics like 1-on-1, 2-on-2, and free-for-all. But we need something that's going to bring these players back for more. The easiest answer for good rewards would be like money or experience, but that's too easy. And we can get to those jellies here in a bit, but let's talk more about return value. What can make these arenas make players come back for more? One idea would be special EO events such as top 5 winners in a 1-on-1 or a free-for-all, and they will receive special prizes like tokens, tickets, or possibly overlay items. But what would make these arenas shine is if EO held events or tournaments. If announcements were made and random prizes were on the line, such as a once-in-a-lifetime overlay item that you won't get until next year, then I swear that everybody and their grandmother would be all over that event like carnivores on a player. And if I'm wrong, then I'll just eat my soup. Please don't make me do that. If you make me do that, then I'll find you. Another idea is if this game would let guilds participate in guild wars, and this is where the arenas could apply for this, but a 10-on-10 arena would work more for something like this, and this would help guilds to become more active with their own community and with other guilds. Now this helps build player camaraderie. Guilds could earn bragging rights through EO guild charts or even through global announcements, and the players that get involved, they can earn like experiences and prizes. This could also let Voltar help the guilds out more by improving their banks and also their like guild wallets. Another neat idea is if like right next to your name where the like little guild name tag is, you could also add like a little counter on there, so every time like your guild wins these events, they earn like a little number counter on there and it goes up each time they win an event. It's just like a kind of like little extra bragging right, you know? Okay, so here's the other idea that I have for the arena. You can either take like the Hunger Games type approach or more like the Tower Challenge idea, where the idea is basically players start off with absolutely nothing. No stats, no weapons, no armor, nada. Nothing. Aww. But what if I was to say that random loot chests were able to spawn throughout the arena magically and all of a sudden you find a, ooh, peasant robes. I guess that's cool. That guy over there got a hero plate though, so I'm gonna go check out this chest over here. Oh, nice. I got a dagger. What did they get? Oh, they got a twin blade.
Just my luck.
So what I'm basically saying is it's randomized. Your chances are completely random based off of luck. Now you can make this type of minigame apply to both guilds and just random people. So you can have it be like 10 on 10 and it just keeps working its way down until it's just 1 on 1 until the final winner wins and then the winner takes all. Or the second place winner takes something too. But it would be nice if all participants would actually get some sort of participation prize, like some experience or some, I don't know, eons or something. You want to make sure that all participants feel like they actually didn't waste their time. So, you know, give to everybody a little bit, but the winners get the actual jackpot prize. Moving on to freeze tag, and honestly this game should already be a solid in my opinion. However, I think there may be a few elements that are missing. First, I do think there needs to be a little bit more maps added to freeze tag. Bigger maps possibly, but that's kind of a hard call to make because too much space could draw the game out too much and make it just annoying, and too little space could just make it just crowded and frustrating to move around. Now, for the sake of not pissing too many people off, let's keep classic mode, but what if we could add a few more modes to help ramp up the difficulty and maybe the randomness? For example, we could follow the basic rules of freeze tag. 1. Player tagged by opposite team is frozen. 2. Frozen player tagged by teammate is unfrozen. And 3. The team where all players are frozen loses. Now, let's add some new ideas into the mix and see what we can do. Let me introduce 2 possible new game modes that could shake things up a bit. Now, this first mode I like to call Medallion mode. In this mode, players are allowed to find random medallions that spawn randomly throughout the map. Now, these medallions can do some interesting things, such as unfreeze a player once per round, or unfreeze your teammates within a 5x5 radius, or even the opposite, such as freeze the opposite team within a 5x5 radius. Now, these are just ideas, so some of these could just be, they can just do other things, such as not be as OP, and they can just do random things like spawn a player in a random spot, teleport them, or make them a little bit faster for a couple of seconds. The choices is really up to Voltar what he wants to do if he wanted to add such a mode, if I'm being honest. Now, the second game mode is what I would like to call hotspots. Now, basically with this game mode, you keep the same rules as the classic mode. However, the tiles on the map randomly turn into what's called hotspots, which are just tiles that just randomly become hot, and it can unfreeze a player whenever they're frozen. Now, this could actually help you out if you have like a team that is like just guarding your players that are just frozen. Well, now there can be hotspots that just randomly activate, and well, now your team has a chance to kind of turn the tides. Heck, you can even add in a third additional game mode, which is based off the same concept, but it adds cold spots, or both cold and hot spots, which just randomly adds in cold and hot spots, which just either unfreezes players or freezes players. Now, this could just randomly turn the tides just randomly no matter what. Teams can't sit there and guard random players. They don't know what's going to happen. If a team is sitting there thinking that they're winning 1 second, the next thing they go, they're like, oh crud, all the team is frozen and the other team won. So it's really random and chaotic, and I think it would be kind of fun. I think it could work. I mean, it's kind of sloppy, but I like it. Okay, so I know I said that the arena was the best out of all of them in the beginning, but this is post-Sin coming in to say that I had to rewrite the script halfway because it took me a bit to record both Capture the Flag and Laser Tag, but with the wonderful help of Voltar and the EO community, they helped me not only record the footage that I needed as well as study these games, but we were also just able to have a lot of fun. It was just really cool. And so you'll hear me contradict myself here in a minute, and that's because I'm too lazy to go back and re-edit and tween my characters. So with that aside, let's move on to Capture the Flag. Now, Capture the Flag, honestly, in my opinion, is a solid game, and in this time I mean it. Now, when I say that this was one of the top 2 best minigames that we've played, this game has solid rules. The NPCs add a nice challenge, the map's not too difficult, and there are actual other elements of danger rather than the players. And sadly, the snakes were the death of me that day. Roll the snake death montage! Just get away from me. I hate... Wait, the snakes are killing you too? Okay, this tells you I have not played Capture the Flag in quite some time. It's been a long time since I've actually played Capture the Flag. Ah, shit, that snake got in my way. I don't like being... No! These snakes. These snakes are a pain in me a-hole. Watch out for the snakes and the guards.
Are they like an instant
Yes.
kill?
Yes.
Oh, that guy got 8. I saw that.
Yeah.
Alright, who's gonna try to get the flag?
These snakes suck. They suck butt. I brought home bacon, but I don't know if I can bring it home again.
Me
You
and
can do it, I
Panda
believe.
Oh, snakes!
Holding down the fort.
Oh, look out. Snakes.
You're such a distraction there, bud.
Snake! I swear the snakes really are the death of me in this game.
Snake's like, I got you. Watch out for
There's a
snake.
lot of people.
If I had to go out, it was by snake. I chose snake. That's my high ground. So, what could make this game any better? Honestly, the rewards for the most part when it comes to this game. But again, we'll cover the rewards at the end of the video, so there could be a few things that could be added into Capture the Flag, such as ways to prevent players from guarding the flag at all times. A fun way of going about this is adding in raids. Now, these NPCs work for neither teams, so basically what would happen is if the raid captures the opposite team's flag and it's just stolen for quite some time, then the other team wins. Or if both teams get their flags stolen at the same time, then nobody wins and it's a draw. I do think the current map is okay, but it's a little on the small side. I think maybe adding in different types of maps, some with like different biomes with different NPCs and other obstacles. The maps could be a little bigger, but not too big. But have different maps, and either letting the winning team to decide the next map or just letting the game randomly select is a neat idea. Now, hear me out. Random items like freeze nearby players or landmines or hidden traps is a fun little idea for players to mess with the other side, and honestly this idea formed due to the fact that I would see some players from the opposite team hide throughout the round and slowly inch towards the flag. Yes. Clever, clever. Now, this game, honestly, is already a challenge on its own, so we don't want to make things too complicated, and honestly, I would just settle for some new maps to play on and maybe a few new enemies. Moving on to the next minigame, laser tag, and honestly, this game is cool. I do like the concept, and shooting laser guns it's honestly just fun. Pew pew. The basic concept of this game is fine, and honestly, I think what would help more than anything would just be more maps to play on. The current one looks cool, but I feel it's a bit small. But I guess we don't want to make maps that are too big, otherwise it would be frustrating trying to locate and hold down that one spot long enough just to win the round for the whole team. Now, I have one idea, and I think it might be an easy idea, so just kind of hear me out a little bit. Now, I'm not sure if the tab button's used for anything in EO client, so my idea is if you hold down the tab button, then the player's character is locked in that one spot. And then if you use your mouse, you can just kind of rotate your character around and just kind of windmill it. But to make sure you don't like just OP the move, you can just like limit them based on stamina. Or Volt could just add a charge meter. Another idea is, you see these bot tiles just roaming around? What if a team was able to control them per round? They could lift up into a wall and actually block the oncoming laser from the opposing team. Now, we could add in different types of bots into the mix, like Proto Man and this thing. Yuck. Ugh. The idea is the team could hack into their mainframe and take over each bot, and they could do different types of things like block, swarm, or fire lasers until the end of the round. Now, this would be cool, and honestly, I think being able to control the NPCs on the map would help divide the teams up and not just play King of the Hill. But instead, you'd now be able to prioritize your players across the map and be able to control the bots' mainframes to help control and turn the tides. Now, the game itself isn't bad, and is in fact one of my favorites out of all the minigames, but it does feel small and compact, and it feels like it just could be a little more, you know? Like I want more! Now, moving on to the last minigame called Whack, which is basically just whack the mole, and it's straight to the point. You just grab a big ass hammer and you whap! You just whap the moles! The rules are easy, and you and your opponent are just trying to whack as many moles as possible before the timer is over, and then that's it. It's honestly not the most exciting game in my opinion, because it feels small and it's just really not worth playing. But on the positive side, it's a one-on-one game, so playing it is simple, but it just doesn't feel rewarding nor challenging enough. It's more frustrating due to the controls, but I promise that's not me trying to talk smack about EO. It's me more trying to think of ways to try to think within the game's limitations. So, how do we spice this up? How do we make this game a little bit more challenging, you say? Well, first off, you already know that I'm going to say that we should add more maps, because it's too small and contained, but honestly, let's try adding in some different types of moles, such as, ooh, look, this silver mole here, which adds 5 points. Or, ooh, look, this rare golden mole, which gives a whopping 10 points, but, uh-oh, what are these red moles? Ooh, ouchies. Looks like I better not hit those anymore, because that took 5 points away from my score. And there you have it. 3 new moles, which just added in 3 new rules to the game and doesn't really complicate it too much. And you know, honestly, you could add in something else, like maybe possibly the players could find some way to have a special hammer which does AoE, but that sounds like overkill to me, and I don't think it's necessary. So now we've reached the end, and now I leave you with my final thoughts. And on that, what's truly causing these minigames to suffer? Well, that's prizes. The shop was needed, and thank God for it, but what we really need are good prizes, and probably just rotational prizes that become more challenging for players to get. Now, we players were more motivated when you throw shiny things in front of our faces. Is it sad? Maybe a little bit, but hey, we can't help it. We just really want to play your game, and we really want to get all the goodies. There really isn't enough prizes in this shop, and honestly, when was the last time it was updated or rotated? And what I mean by that is, let's keep the common prize shop, but let's keep it updated, but more importantly, let's go with the second prize shop. And this is more like a monthly rotational shop that has a set of prizes one month, and then the next month it changes to another set of prizes, and then rinse and repeat. You'll eventually want to update the different monthly lineups and not keep it the same, otherwise the minigames will lose traction quickly. I also believe the minigames need to have seasonal shops, something that updates on holidays, giving players more options to collect more holiday goodies rather than traditional seasonal events in Avon. I hate to say it, but the prizes are the main reason why most players play the minigames. It's like going to an arcade. You go there to have fun, sure, but everyone knows that the prize counter is the main focus. Now, for the most part, I do believe that these prizes should be mostly overlay items with no stats, but just for looks only. I mean, I would love to see different colored capes. That would be really cool. But, you know, you could just have overlay items like weapons, shields, wings, bows, hats, etc. It's just really for looks and just to kind of show off and have fun. Now, my final note, and this one I really am the most passionate about. And I do believe that this is the most important thing when it comes to these minigames. I think having event managers to host these events is another good idea to help bring the players together. Look at how many people who joined us, and not just that, but I had players tell me that they had a lot of fun, and that tells you a lot. Sure, the event wasn't perfect, but a lot of players showed up, and that tells you something. You remember in the beginning when I showed you that all these rooms had 0 players playing and they were just not active at all? Well, we had Voltar make an announcement for us, and they all of a sudden just became active. Just think about that for a minute. Players were willing to give it a shot, and it wasn't the most successful event, and I don't expect all events to be successful, but if you're willing to just listen to the players and see what they want and what they like and what they don't like, and try prizes and see what's hot and what's not, then I think it just would help the players have fun and be motivated to try to join, and maybe even possibly just build new memories for them. Having hosts is a great way for Voltar to just be able to take notes and reach out to the players and coordinate better prizes and events and meet their demands, and hopefully be able to keep bringing players back. And I know this sounds like a lot of work, but if players see that you're listening and that you're trying to make it worth their while, then it's most likely that they'll give you a chance and they'll just keep coming back. Well, that's all I've got, and honestly, I've tried my best to try to tackle the minigames, and honestly, I know that there's those who'd have better ideas than me, but if I can help get the ball rolling in this area, then that's a start, and that's all we can do as players, is just try to guide the ball and keep it rolling in the right direction. And with that, I want to thank all of you, my beautiful little baby biscuits, for staying with me till the end. And again, my name is Siin, and I'll see you all next time on SiinTV.